It's another edition of the Agents of Inclusion podcast, a collaboration between Odyssey, JR Sport Brief, and Special Olympics. And right now, we're going to have a conversation with David Duncan. He's coming straight out of Kingston, Jamaica. He's going to be participating not just in the Special Olympics World Games in Berlin, but also as a member of the Global Athlete Congress. We're going to find out all about it. We're going to learn more about David, and let's get going. Dave, how are you, man? You good?
Yes, I'm good. I'm very excited to be here, and thank you for having me here.
No doubt about it. We appreciate you. I guess my first question to you is, you have been participating just in period as an athlete with Special Olympics dating back to 2008. What got you involved? Where did you start?
Well, I always liked sports. So I always liked play soccer, volleyball, and my friends always they were part of Special Olympics. They encouraged me to join Special Olympics. So I started joining. I didn't first start as an athlete. Started to volunteer where I could to help out when they had their games, different events. And I learned about Special Olympics. But then because I like sports and because I like volleyball, they said they wanted me to come and help them out with their volleyball program. It didn't first start with Special Olympics. So they had us a unified volleyball. At that time, we didn't know it was unified. We were just playing volleyball with our friends. Some of them were athletes, persons with intellectual disabilities, some were not. So we started playing good, and this person from Special Olympics, because we're always volunteering, they said, you have a good program here, why don't you come and join us with Special Olympics? And we did that today. The first games I went to was in Unified Games in Panama in 2016, no, 2017. We got bronze. That was the first international event. Before that, we used to have the national games. I had them every year in Kingston, Jamaica. I would go there as an athlete. I would volunteer wherever I could. It was a very good experience for me.
I'm sure, man. It sounds good. I like how you started off as a volunteer and then got roped in to go ahead and participate. And for anyone who isn't familiar with how unified sports operates, it's literally folks with and without intellectual disabilities, people of all abilities, getting together to play sports. In your case, it could be volleyball, it could be soccer. Do you have one favorite sport that you participate in?
Well, right now it's volleyball. When I was younger, it used to be soccer and cricket. I guess I changed over the years. So right now it's volleyball, but I still play basketball and soccer when I get the chance.
That's cool, man. Talk to us about the importance of volunteering. We have a lot of people all over the country, all over the world that think that you have to play or that you only have to give money. What did you gain from volunteering? How was the experience for you?
Yes, well, with volunteering, I learned the importance of giving back. That it's not all about what you gain as an athlete, as in getting a medal. That you can help as a volunteer, help the athletes to achieve, help to create the atmosphere, help to that their athletes will have a safe place to do what they do to do it well. And with volunteering, I learned that about inclusion, because I really didn't know what inclusion was before. I was practicing it, but I didn't know about it. But through volunteering, I learned that persons with and without intellectual disability can work well together, that they can coexist, that even though a person might have a disability, that there are roles that they can do with the person without the disability. And it also teaches a person without a disability to respect and to see the potential in a person with a disability. And sometimes they find out that there are certain tasks that the persons with a disability can do well, and that causes them to value the person. And with volunteering, you learn the importance of getting that warm feeling inside when you know that you have worked to give of yourself really to help a program. And then when I later on became an athlete, I realized the importance of volunteering and how it helps.
Absolutely, man. No, I love it. I tell people all the time that you don't just have to go and play or send money. And in most cases, you get more out of volunteering than thinking that you're just handing charity over to someone else. And it's a valuable experience to have. So it's cool that you've been able to go through that yourself, man.
It's very good. And so there are certain values that I think as a human being, you should learn. With volunteering, you learn to be less selfish, to help others, and you learn that through community and through working together, even if you're working freely, you can help to create a better and more inclusive world.
We're going to talk about what you got going on in Berlin and what's coming up. I want to ask you this before we get there. You have transitioned not just from a volunteer to an athlete. You also work for Special Olympics down in Jamaica in the IT and tech department. Explain to everyone what your current role is.
Yes, well, I assist with IT and tech. Sometimes with Special Olympics, there are certain things, certain new programs that come in, and some of the persons there might not be so familiar with it. I help to um, help them to understand it, to help with registrations in with when they have the programs, so to prepare certain programs and whatever platform, so that every process can run more smoothly. And I still volunteer also in whatever way, even if it's not in the IT department, but in whatever way possible to help the program. And it has helped me a lot. I mean, I'm learning more as a person working with Special Olympics than when I was an athlete, even though I
So
still.
what would you say is your favorite experience so far? Whether it's working, whether it's as an athlete, as a volunteer, is there one moment that really stands out to you as your favorite?
My favorite, I said, now that I'm learning to be an athlete representative and going to the Global Athlete Congress, I realize the importance of having spokespersons for the athletes, that somebody needs to be that voice. I really never considered myself to be that one who would be out there pushing for the rights and all of that. But as an athlete, we all had our certain things that we didn't like, and we would discuss it amongst ourselves. But it wouldn't really produce change. But now, as I'm in the role of an athlete leader, I see we are in there, have the potential to, if not always cause change, at least get persons thinking to highlight certain things that will make it better for future athletes coming up. So that, I mean, I love playing, but seeing that I can cause change and create a better world, that for me is the greatest moment.
So we know everyone in the Special Olympics community all over the world is going to get together next month in June in Berlin for the Special Olympics World Games. You just mentioned the Global Athlete Congress, and you're going to be going out there to participate. What exactly is the Global Athlete Congress?
And the Global Athlete Congress is where the athletes from the 7 regions of the world come together to discuss strategies and ways to make lives better for athletes around the world. It takes place every 4 years at the World Games, and every 4 years they elect a new global athlete leader. So this is where the athletes' voices can get heard. This is where representation for the athletes can get heard. This is where the athletes can showcase to the world that they're more than just people who can play sports, who can kick a ball, who can run fast, who can jump, but that they can represent, they can have their voices heard. And it's very good to the athlete leaders are the ones chosen from each region to represent that region, and we come together, we learn from each other, we share our experiences, and we plan for the next World Games, the next 4 years, so the athletes, you will know that the next World Games, athletes will have some say in how it transpires.
That's awesome, man. So this is a big deal for you to go out and be one of those representatives. You talked about how proud you are of it. What initiative are you deciding to share and push? I understand it has to deal with folks being able to work and get an opportunity, right? Get jobs.
Yes, to get jobs. It can be very difficult for persons with intellectual disabilities to get jobs. They face a lot of discrimination because persons don't believe that if you have an intellectual disability, you are capable of working properly in the workplace, and they will not want to give you a task because they don't have either they don't have the faith in you, or they don't have the knowledge that it is possible, or they don't know how to properly implement you into a workplace into which you can be productive and not just somebody that they put on the staff just for the purpose of putting you on the staff. So I decided, and based on my own experience, difficulties in getting a job, that I would push forward this cause to create opportunities so athletes around Jamaica can get a job. I would talk to companies, see what openings they have right now. We're looking at having persons with intellectual disabilities trained. Some of them already have skills, but we're looking for qualified persons who have the ability to work with persons with intellectual disability, and not just somebody who's qualified but don't and have never had experience working with intellectual disabilities, but persons who have experience, who know how to train them, who to teach them the proper mannerisms, and can help them to find the proper role for them. Because at the same time, because of their disability, certain roles might not fit certain persons. So we want to find the perfect role for that person while not limiting that person to let them feel left out.
Man, that's perfect. And that's what everybody wants. Everybody wants to be able to get up and go to work and earn a living and live a normal life. So I really appreciate the fact that you're doing that. What message would you have to any company or any individual listening right now about being inclusive in the workplace? What message would you have to any organization about, hey, bringing in other folks as well? What would you say?
I would say that they should take a look at Special Olympics. Here, as in Special Olympics, we have athletes as coaches, as mentors, as volunteers. They work across the board. Now, these skills are in the area of sports, but if you look closer, you'll notice some of them are good at administration, they are good at leadership, they are good at different roles, and also there are some athletes that have skills that are outside the realm of sports, but you'll never know unless you give them a chance. So come and get educated, open your doors. You can take some in, or if you're not sure, you can contact the relevant persons and find information. And there are many persons out there with intellectual disability that are working in jobs that traditionally you would not think they would be capable of. You can use them as examples to see that we can do it. All we need is a chance. I might not be the typical athlete for every athlete around the world. Everybody varies in their disciplines and what they can do. But just as though you might have somebody who's good at painting, somebody who's good at working at the decks, somebody who's good at checking the bills and all of that, somebody who's good at IT, it's just the same. We all have different abilities, and if nurtured right, we can be a meaningful part, and we do have the desire to work.
I love it, man. You said it so pointed. Like we all have our own different skills. Like me, I talk for a living. One thing that I'm not gonna sit down is teach a math class. Everybody, I'd be telling everybody the wrong numbers. So it's all about what our skills are and how we fit in. And it doesn't matter, who you are, where you're from. It's what you're good at and being able to go ahead and turn that into a task and a living. So I appreciate your work.
Yes, thank you very much. I'm glad for being here to have my voice heard.
No, a lot of people are going to hear your voice. When you're not doing work for or with Special Olympics, what else are you involved in? I mean, are you cooking? Are you reading? You're watching movies? What are some of your hobbies?
I like watching movies. I like playing sports. I like surfing on the internet. Love computer games, strategy games. Right now, I'm learning to be a cameraman, learning about a lot of camera work at church. I'm still in the process of learning. I like working with younger people.
I love it. And what's the favorite part about working with younger people? My first job was working at an after school, and I enjoyed it. I literally went from high school and I left class and then I went over to the church and I was working at after school. And it was so cool because it's a learning experience there as well for yourself. What's your favorite part about working with younger folks?
When you see the excitement in them, you see the potential in them, you see the raw talent, and to know that you can help them to nurture it because they need guidance. When you see the growth, you might start working with someone today who might be shy, might not be so excited, might not believe in themselves, and you work with them, you show them what you know, and then maybe a year after you see that person, they've set a ladder so far, they grow further than what you thought they could be, further than what they themselves think that they could do. It's very heartwarming, and sometimes they come back to you and tell you thanks and all that. It makes me feel good inside.
Certainly, man. I can relate. When you think about your own life and all the work that you've been able to do thus far and what you're getting ready to do going out to Berlin, which is amazing, who have been some inspirations? What have been some inspirations for you to do the work that you've done?
My family, my mother was She's always encouraging, always pushing me. My family, my family is always here. They're always telling me to do this, they do that. They don't always see the vision that I see, but they whatever I do, they try and encourage me with it. I have my mentor, Anne Marie Ferron. I'm not sure if she's on the call right now. The Special Olympics, my church. I really love church. You know, my love of God and all that. It encouraged me to be a better person. To see what I'm doing is very valuable.
Yeah, everything you're doing is valuable, not just for yourself and your community, not just in Jamaica, but in the world. And being able to share that here with us on Agents of Inclusion, I speak for everyone listening, man. We really appreciate it. And a part of everything that you've been able to do right now, as I mentioned, is taking you to Berlin to the Special Olympics World Games. You will be participating in the Global Athlete Congress. Are you ready for Germany, man? Are you excited? Can you wait?
Yeah, I'm very excited. I can't wait to see Germany. I've been looking at a lot of pictures and videos trying to learn a lot about Germany. I know nothing can beat the experience of being there, so I really want to be there. And I really want to see other cultures. To hear the concerns of other athletes from around the world and see some of the solutions that they come up with and see how can implement them. And what I've learned is that even though we are different, we're different cultures, we all are the same. We all have similar problems as human beings and as athletes. So I'm very excited to see.
I love it, man. People are people, and it doesn't matter where you're from or what you do. Back home in Jamaica, man, I need to get out there for a little bit of a vacation. That's what I need to do. I know you spend time outside playing all of the sports. What's your favorite part about being on the island?
It's very easygoing. Jamaica is a very nice place. I like the climate, even though it gets hot, it doesn't get too cold. I've been to Chicago and it was freezing. It wasn't freezing for them over there, but it was freezing for me. Yeah, I like that, and I like the fact that in Jamaica, like, even though sometimes life might be hard, you have your neighbors, and there's a strong community sense out there, and everybody really likes everybody.
Community. You talk about heading out to Chicago. Yeah, it gets, they call it the Windy City for a reason. It gets cold. Do you have a favorite place that you've been? Was Chicago that place, or do you have somewhere else?
From favorite place, I would say, but when I went to Panama in 2017, the first time competing internationally for Special Olympics, that first experience, that for me, was very good. We were played as a unified team, and we gave it our all. We won the bronze, but we gave it our all, and that was a very good experience for me.
So, and this is a nice wide range. Panama, Chicago, soon to be Berlin. Is there one place that you would absolutely love to visit on planet Earth?
One, I want to visit everywhere, but I have to say the one place I'd like to go to maybe Japan. I like anime and stuff like that.
Okay, so maybe get you out, maybe Tokyo, right? Probably in
Yeah,
Tokyo in Japan.
yeah, maybe Tokyo.
I can dig it. And this is the final question I have for you, David. You talked about it briefly earlier, but I want you to just sum everything up for me. What does inclusion mean to you? Why is inclusion important to society, especially for people in the workplace, in the workforce?
Inclusion for me is to give not be to allow everybody, disrespectful of their color, their race, their sexuality, whatever makes them unique, to allow them equal opportunities to do what they do, to be a part of society, to not put somebody down because they have a disability, because they don't believe what you do, because they don't look or dress like you do, to create a world free of whatever differences there might be, so everyone can feel that they belong, so that the persons don't say, oh, I'm wearing a green shirt, so I can't be at this place because these people don't like people with green shirts, or whatever the things might be. Everybody can feel that they have an equal opportunity. And what that does for me as an athlete is to let me know that despite whatever might make me a little bit different from you, I am still going to be given a chance. I can't say because I have this or because I have that, I should not be a part of this or that. Not because I don't have the ability, but because they say that I am a bit different. I will have the confidence to know to move forward and not be feel that I'm being held back unfairly.
Everybody just getting a chance, man. I appreciate that, man. I wish you nothing but luck heading out to Berlin next month, and I hope to catch up with you soon in person the next time, Dave.
Kevin, I hope to see you too. Really looking forward to it. See you all in Berlin.